Hey guys, so tonight we're going to be further building the Twitch bot that's currently running in the Twitch chat here. I'd like to look at maybe connecting it to SQL so that we can start adding custom commands and things and prepping it to support more than just a few manually added channels. We won't obviously get to that, but I do want to try and look at getting the SQL bit set up, but I've not really much clue how to do that. So it's going to be a good bit of googling, etc. And so any help of anyone in the chat is going to be great too. So yeah, let me zoom in because I know it was a bit difficult yesterday. That should be better. Okay, so yeah, currently these are the commands that we have our bot support. So it supports an 8-ball command, which takes a question and randomly gives a yes or no answer. So we could try this in the chat now. Oh, that didn't work. Try this in the Twitch chat. Why isn't it not happy? Okay, yeah, that's not working. 1 sec. And you can see Magic 8-ball says yes. We try that again. Definitely not. Then we've got the dice. You rolled the 6. Oh, I don't like that. Didn't put a full stop after. We'll fix that now. We're also going to separate this into cogs, I hope. So we're going to give that a go. Bot.py, right. Dice was the first one I added, so it should be at the top. I know it's not. Dice. Here we go. So just needs a full stop there. It just makes it look nicer. And then we'll submit this to GitHub. Need some data output. Done. Oh, I need to source my Venv so that it can run the linters, which we'll do now just to check things are good. Yeah, excellent. Okay, so yeah, if you want me to run a stream on how to use these linters, etc., what the benefits are, how to set them up, then I can do. Just let me know in the chat. They really help streamline the development, keeps it all nice to format. So I use the black formatter, which is great. I said make sure everything fits nicely, not over a certain line length. It's just great. It also sorts out the libraries into a nice alphabetical and separating system ones that are default to ones which aren't as default, which is good. And then yeah, it also checks for like unused ones and unused variables, so you can either remember to use them or get rid of them if you don't need them. So that's another thing that's great. But yeah, they even help. I even help myself, so it lint checks your Git messages so that the commit messages are all nice, and fits in the same guide, so they're easy to read in the history. But yeah, that's that one. So back to the commands. So we then have the Discord one, which, as you can imagine, puts a Discord link in the chat. So I mean, if you're not already on there, do go and join. And again, the Facebook one gives you a link to Facebook page if you've got one. I don't, so it won't return. This one has the alias, just like the Dice one does. To get this bot command, and that gives you the link to the GitHub for the bot in case you want to put it on your channel. Eventually, you're not going to need to set this up yourself. You'll just be able to authorize the bot, and then it'll be on your channel. I'd like to eventually get it built so you can do all that through the website, including configuring your commands with your social links, etc. But we're a long way off that yet. Yeah, GitHub gets you the link to my GitHub. Hello just replies to you. The help gives you the list to this set of commands. Instagram, again, simple. This one I added last night, the pie cheat sheet. And again, link this awesome Python cheat sheet. And if I bring this up now on the browser, you'll see tells you a bit about Python. Been around since the early 90s, but it's recently that it's really popular, and its popularity is only gaining, especially since the release of Python 3. And yeah, so it goes through all sorts of things. So it goes through primitive data types and operators. So maths is exactly what you'd obviously expect: plus, minus, star, and the divide slash. Into the division rounds now for both positive and negative. Yeah, so that just shows you how that works, and it works for both positive and negative. The result of division is always a float. Oh yeah, so if you do 10 divided by 3, it's not going to give you the integer, it's going to give you the float. So again, it's more accurate, although you can still get inaccuracies when dealing with massive numbers. And yeah, so this is just the basic operator. So the ands, the or, case sensitive. Most of you in here probably know all this. Know most of this basic stuff. I said it goes through from the basics all the way to more advanced things, even looking at some sort functions and things later on. But it's really good stuff, and may answer a lot of questions for you. So that's why I've put that in there. It's useful for anyone in here. Right. The quote one uses an API and just grabs a random quote off a quote API. And again, I think I asked it's about 1,800 quotes in total that it can pull down. So there's a lot of scope for randomness. Reddit link, again, I don't have it. And then the shout out one, which can only be operated by moderators or myself. Lets me shout out a user, so I'm going to shout out Python Phil, who may or may not be in here. So yeah, he's not streaming tonight, but I believe he is tomorrow night. So do go check him out. I was watching his channel for a few weeks, and that's when I decided to start streaming myself. So socials link, and again, this just gives you a list of socials, and this will pull back from GitHub, Instagram, Discord, Facebook, Reddit, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, website, whichever you've got set up, it'll pull down and put them all in one message. So again, it saves people on to type them all. They can just put socials in, they get them all in one. And then the last command we have at the moment is the time one, which lets us convert any time. Time zones. Time tells what time it's over there, so that's the time where I am now in Europe, London time zone, 1940. But for example, if we do time US Eastern, oh no, needed the capital. One sec. The date and time in US Eastern is Saturday the 19th, and it's only 20 past 2 over there, compared to 20 to 8 over here. So, no, yeah, not 20 past 2, 20 to 3 over there, till 20 to 8 over here, so big gap. And again, if we went the other way, so Australia, Sydney, and we'll see over there it's 20 to 7 in the morning. So yeah, they're just waking up now, or maybe have a couple more hours of bed yet. Then the other two things it does is new follower raid, new follower event. So then if we get a new follower, and if I do have any new viewers in here that I'm following, feel free to drop me a follow, and you'll see this in action in the chat. And then the channel raid event, which will, when somebody raids us, it'll put it in the chat, thank them, and announce how many viewers they've brought with them. That's the state of play at the moment. The first thing I want to do though is take it into cogs before we start trying to play around with the SQL stuff. So let's get rid of all these. Okay, so first things first is I'm going to create a modules folder in the root, and then I'm going to right click that, new folder again for cogs, and then first thing I want to do is do a command.py. For the commands cog, I would like a new folder for mod commands.py, so I can separate the moderator commands to the normal commands. Obviously, there's only one moderator command at the moment, but we will add more in eventually. So yeah, moderator commands. So we'll do this one first. So no, from twitch.ext import commands. Now we want to do a class mod commands cog bracket commands dot cog, and Okay, now I'm just going to bring in what was it? Yeah, new window. Just going to bring up the Discord bot I did yesterday because we utilised cogs there, so it'll help us a little bit. Python Discord console bot. If you didn't see this stream, then do check it out. It should be in the past videos. Well worth watch. Funny little bot. Can insult people on command or by timer. So modules, cogs, commands.py. Okay, yeah. So I definitely need that. So yeah, this initializes the class itself, brings in the bot, which is the commands.bot. That's a type check, gives us all the hints. We won't be returning anything, and then yeah, self.bot equals bot. So we then need to go to our bot.py. Shout out. Okay, so that was the original checks class we had, but I believe there is a way for us doing a cog check, I think. I just need to see what that is. Why isn't that? Okay, where do we use this? Self.cog check. Twitch, yeah. Here we go. Command cog. Async cog check. How do we use it? Let's just put it in here. Hmm. Alright, I'm just gonna take a look in the GitHub, not GitHub, Discord. See if I can see anything. Oh, alright, okay. Oh, sweet. Oh, that's exactly what we want to do. It's mod. Oh, I've been creating this in the wrong. I've been creating this in the wrong file. So we can remove this now because this won't run if that's failed anyway. And I need to import Twitch just for the typing. Command .5. Right, okay, so this one is obviously going to be there's going to be a lot more commands in here, but we may as well grab this bit if it's not needed. Oh yeah, it's already in here, never mind. So commands.cog. Right. Bar.py. Okay, so all these commands have been brought in here now, but you'll see the issue is that anything that had comp options was failing. So what we're going to do instead is, in fact, let's just move the rest of these commands first. That's event. No, they can stay there for now. Okay, and then what was that that's failed? So we need, well, for now, request and HTTP error. Although we are going to switch from using request because it's not an async library. So we are going to switch from using that from URL lib import. Yeah, URL lib that error. HTTP error. Right, okay, so now the only problem should be the comp options, I think. I know. ITC date time. And import random. We use quite a few. Okay, so while we're here, excellent. Cheers for the follow, Crypto. Nice to have you watching. If you want to pop up, you can do. But yeah, we're just going to create a event.py as well because we're going to put the events in a pub as well. I don't think we can do it with the event sub yet. I need to figure that out more, but we can definitely do it with these events which are here. The event ready and event message. Well, event message maybe, otherwise we may start getting 2 copies, but we'll put it in there first. It depends if it's the same situation as with Discord. With Discord, you can't put the event message in here as an event, only as a listener, but then you get 2 copies of the message, which isn't good. So from witchio.exe import command class event of command of bot and self.bot equals bot, not bot. We're just changing the Twitch bot into using cogs rather than having all the events in, just having all the events and commands in bot.py. And then once we've done this, I'm hoping we can try and get it link to SQL so that we can. So cog is basically a protected class of the bot class. Yeah, no, I was looking at this the other day. It's basically a protected class. It's a way of separating it into different files. I don't know what. I know the benefit is you can do things like cog checks, like we've done over here in mod. One minute, I've managed to delete a file. Delete some here. Yeah, that's spot on. Fuck's sake, what have I done wrong here? Right. Terminal. Right, the only problem is what I had set up before has now disappeared. That's wonderful. Yeah, for some reason I don't seem to be getting notifications when chats come through in the chat. So if I late replies to message or I don't see them, that's why. If anyone has any ideas why Twitch Studio isn't notifying me of that, that'd be useful. Right, we don't need that. We do need that. Mod command card. Right, command card. And then event card. Oh, you shit. Right, then import Twitch.io. Right, and then we just need the prepare at the bottom of each of these. So we just need to add the events cog to the bot. And we need the same at the bottom of each of these. Mod command cog. Okay, so as I said before, the issue we've got at the moment is that anything that refers to conf options is currently not working because we've not got them in the cog. So the way to get around this is in the bot, we currently just bring it into conf options like that. But what I want to do is, I think I did this in yesterday's the install bot. Oh yeah, once I've created our instance, I just did bot.conf options equals process config file. Yeah, I do not show this import. Oh no, that's not gonna work here because we're having to access the bot here. But what I can do, I think, is do it in here instead. So bot.conf option no, a would be a cell conf options equals process config file. Get rid of that from here. And in reality, really, rather than setting the type hint for our bot in the cogs as commands.bot, really we should set the type hint as our bot, so then we get the hints for these as well. I think so. Yeah, we're gonna do that. I think that should work. So what I need to do is from from bot import bot. Maybe wrong, but I'm sure this should work. commands.py, yeah. So let's import bot. Again, I don't know what difference this will make, but I'm sure it should still work. It may not. It may all go all wrong. So yeah, in commands, what we want to do is now anything that's got the comp options, we want to change to self.comp options. And okay, that one didn't work like that. But we can change all the clearances. Okay, that didn't work either. We'll just do find and replace. Search for comp options. I just want to do this in commands.py for now. Okay, that should have worked like we expected it to. So let's save that. We can leave these for now. How do we do that? Okay, that's a bit of an issue. That is a bit of an issue. Have you got any ideas, Crypto? On how we could get around this? Because obviously I need to get the channel names from this before it actually gets read in here. But I don't really want to have to read it twice. So to fix the issue of being able to see the conf options in the cog files, I've brought self.conf options into the bot class here. But the problem is I need the conf options for before I actually create my bot instance. For this. Oh, what was I thinking? No. Okay, so if I add an extra argument on here for conf options, which is going to be of type any, because I don't know a better type for that than yet. Conf options. So then do on here, so conf options. It STRNE. Apparently it doesn't like that. I think I'm on Python 3.8, I think. Yeah, I tried 6, but it... Alright, work this time, never mind. Self.conf options, then conf options equals process, config file. Right, what's that? Oh yeah, cheers. Yeah, okay, so that's that done. And then what we need to do is, I need to figure out the best place to do it, is we need to load in those, what do you call it? Load in the cogs. Just trying to work it. So it needs to be after this. This stuff. Where we creating events of bot is bot from client credentials, yeah. Yeah, any time after this is fine. We'll just do them here. So I need OS for this. Import OS. Oh, what am I doing now? No. For file name in OS dot list there, and it's going to be module card, and it's going to be bot. I think it's load module. Yeah, bot dot load module. What we do? Oh. Right, there we go. So then it's going to be start flash module. No, a module. .cogs.file name strip pi. All right, let's give this a go. So I'm gonna have to end the bot in the chat at the moment while we test it. Okay, debug Python file. Cogs must derive from commands.cog. Okay, so what we did earlier can't be done. Has to be commands. Has to be commands.cog. That's fine. But we can still we'll put that back. We just won't get the nice hints. Never mind. Oh, okay. Oh, how did it get that? Oh, yeah, there we go. That's what we need. Right, try that again. Hey Phil, nice talking on stream. Bot.com's option equals comp option. This should work now. Fuck, why is this not the same thing where with this one? And it's meant to be based off this. This is what we could do with toxic. Yeah, which loads a module and it can't. But I'm just gonna go and top up my drink while I have a think of this. I won't be a minute. Right, back. So yeah, this isn't working the same way the Discord one did, which is a bit annoying because this is meant to be based off the Discord one, and the bots on this one, sorry, the docs on this module are pretty shit. The thing is, it should be our bot instance that is passed to these cogs, so it doesn't make any sense why that's not working. Well, currently there's not much to talk you through because it's not working. Um, but basically, I wanted to split the bot up into cogs like yes. Right, we'll explain things in a minute. Toxic. Yes, we're stuck. Basically, I've put the commands and events into cogs like so. This is the smallest one to show you because it's pretty simple. But in fact, we don't use conf options in here, or this one, so it is this one we need to look at. But basically, we need to bring the conf options into the cogs now. With the Discord bot last night, it worked pretty easily. So in bot.py, after I'd created the instance of the bot, I just did bot.conf options equals process config file. And then when we were in the cogs, it was just a case of doing self.bot to get to the here we go, yeah. Self.bot.conf options. But in Twitchio, it's not working, mate. If we go back to Twitchio and run it now, so you can see I've got bot.conf options equals conf options, which we've got up here, which I've had to read it up here because we also need them when declaring the bot instance. Reboot now. It'll probably work now. I bet I've just not saved the file or something. But now if we do you'll see commands cog object has no attribute conf underscore options. So somehow they're not past it. Oh, 6 viewers, nice. Let's see who's in here. Yeah. Show me the cog class. That is the cog class, mate. In fact, 1 minute, let me just check. If I do the load mod table. What's on line 38? Line 38 is just that. Well, no, but it should because it's being pulled through from the bot that is passed to the. Ah, nice spot, crypto legend. Right. Okay. So, um, Control H. Self.com options needs to go to self.spot.com options. Okay, so that's working fine. The commands are. Let's just test a few others. Phil, you're a moderator. Can you test doing a shout out of someone? Yeah. Right. The issue we also have is that for some reason the stuff in events pie aren't loading. Okay, and that's because I've not done the uh, commands.cog.event. Oh, okay. Um, okay. Um, so event ready doesn't work in a cog. Right. Well, not the way it is anyway. logged in as Python robot. I feel like this self.bot is very counterintuitive. Why not just have self equals bot? Okay, so this is where we get to, yeah. And this is why this event message one can't be in a cog. Because if it's in a cog, it can't override the default event message. If I'm wrong on that, Never Toxic, shout up. But as far as I'm aware, this can't be done in a cog. Otherwise, we keep getting the two. Yeah, but because we're not overwriting the default event message, we're getting two messages for every command. And it's because of this self.bot.handle command, but I want to ignore messages sent by the bot. But will the bot not listen to itself then? Because, for example, just say, well, just as a test. Okay, yeah, it worked. It ignored the bot by default. Alright, yeah, that works. Right. Oh, awesome. That's good. I just didn't want, when we start adding custom commands, I didn't want somebody to like add it so the bot could call other commands and end up with like a endless loop of discarding. Okay, so we've got this into cogs now, which is good. I'm gonna commit here now, but I'm gonna start the bot up as a service for now. Get add. Commands.py. Okay, so Phil, are you watching? We're just gonna have to go over some type stuff in some of the functions. So I don't know whether you want to watch this. So mod dash commands.py line 9. So the cog check here. We are returning something. So what we want to do is, first of all, we need to set a type annotation on the parameter. And for this particular one, it's commands.context. Now, there are default types that are already in Python, and then there are also some types which we can import from a library called typing, such as dict, list, etc. Now, these aren't the ones that we need on here, because we're not playing around with that, but that is saying that CTX is of class commands context. And that's all these are, the classes, and it explains to Python what type of information should be being passed or returned. And it also enables you to get the excellent hints. Now, if I take this off, you'll see here, CTX dot, I get no pop-up. But if I do CTX commands dot context, you'll now see I get all the hints because it knows what's going to be in there. And this returns a bool, which you can see because they've got their types correct, so they're returning a bool. So we know that this function is going to return a bool. So what we do is we tell Python that by doing this. Where for this one, you'll see we're not returning anything, we're awaiting something. So we return none. Technically, and I'm sure Crypto mentioned this in one of the Discord chats, that technically you could put it could be something like awaitable here. But I'm not quite sure on that because you're not actually returning the await, you're just awaiting it and then the function's ending. So I do think it is none. But crypto may say otherwise. So we'll save that one. What was next? Events.py 27. Oh, just the prepare ones. So again, we're not returning anything. So it's just going to be a return of type none. And it's the same on commands as well, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I thought so. But obviously, if you did a return await something, then you're returning an awaitable, aren't you? Oh, what's the type awaitable for then? Oh, right, okay. Okay, I get you. All right, I'm just going to run this again now and see what's left to do. Oh, it just wants us to... I'm just going to do a dash fix first to get rid of the shit. Oh, okay. Oh, right. Mods.commands. We don't need that. So mod commands 21. Okay, yeah, so we just need to set the commands.bot on here as well. And we need to do that on them all. Commands.py 158. Date time has no attribute. From date time, import date time. And you see, the benefit of this, Phil, is that one there where I'd just done import date time and not from date time import date time, I wouldn't have knew that I'd made that mess up down here until somebody ran the time command in here. So it's not going to be running off this code now, so I need to restart it. So if we do time Europe dash London now, not going to do anything. That's probably just broke the bot. It's not broke it because it must have been accepted fine. So it's not stopped it from responding to other things, but again, I wouldn't have picked up that time command wasn't working until somebody ran it. But because I run these checks and I run my Pi, which checks all the types, and it warned me. It warned me that module on 58 has no attribute now, and that's because of the typing. So when I realised that, I was able to go to 158 and realise what I'd done. So it stops you fucking up. Oh well, it doesn't stop you fucking up. It just helps you fix the fuck ups before you would have realised. Basically, so that's all passing now. So what we'll do is we'll restart the bot so that it picks up the new. And yes, I'm lazy. No, that looks like I can't find the restart one. Okay, so yeah, it's not strict. Some of them are. It's not strict, but some of the. I'm making sure that everything I'm using is typed, and date time has got typing. Hence why it worked. But then there are some modules which don't come with any, which is a bit of a bitch. But generally, more and more modules are coming with it now because it helps everyone. It helps them code it, and it helps us use it. So, right, 1 minute. Let me let the dog out. Yeah, you should, Phil, but I don't know if Pygame is typed. If Pygame is typed, then it's definitely right. Yeah, it's one of as Crypto said, you can happily cope without it, but it's better with it. But Crypto would probably argue that you're better off with a testing suite than the typing, I would assume. All right, just give me a sec. I just need to sort the. But yeah, if you have great types, you don't need as many tests. Let me just sort the dog out for 5 minutes. I'll be right back. If she keeps this up, she's going in the bedroom. Right. Okay, so we're back. Hopefully the dog will behave herself now she's got more food. Yeah, so where were we? I just needed to submit this into Git now. So I just want to re-add all the changes we've just made to while type checking, etc., and then git commit. And you see, Phil, we fix a problem, or we do what we do, and we commit to GitHub. No, it's technically a refactor. And also, with the linting tools that I have set up and whatnot, I also have set guidelines on what the commit messages need to be. And it basically is the area you're doing in colon, and then what you've done, but it has to be in the present tense and not like the you can't say moved, you have to say move. Active rather than passive, that's what I was meaning. And eventually I'm gonna run some GitHub actions that'll check things like that before I let PRs come in on it for if we all start developing on here. It just makes the history a lot better. Oh, 100%, Phil. I always do that to fix typos. Even worse when I see a commit from 10 commits ago, so I go back, rebase it, and then push forth. Just because I don't like making typos. But the thing is that with, for example, if I was just to create a small change here, git add git commit, do something that doesn't meet the standard that it should be, then add extra character to what command comment because I can do and want to. So, first of all, this means I've gone past the limit that I allow on the first line for a start. And you'll see I've done the commit, and it tells me the title does not meet the regex, which is that regex is it should be like cogs :space active, and then also before second line is not empty because it's got that. So then we can go back in, amend the message, recommit. But obviously, I'm just going to drop this commit anyway. So, and the commit's gone. So you've got loads to learn in Git anyway. But I said these tests are just things that I've added, and I've picked them up from an open source project that I worked on called Zulip, which uses all these. Well, I was just about to say, this is from all this about the best practice for commit messages and the linters I picked up from Zulip. which is an open source project I worked on. And actually, the lint. So what we have is we have a tools lint script, which actually calls this program, which is Zoolint, and that is their package that they made, which is the linting packages, which then brings in things like MyPy, GitLint, ISORT, Black, which are all different Python packages. Also brings in some Node modules, etc. So yeah, and the Git stuff I've just picked up myself, but Zulip had one of the most comprehensive Git guides I've ever seen, which literally covered everything you ever needed to do in Git. It's something like 30, 40 pages long of just how to use Git. It's amazing. I'd recommend reading it. But yeah, that's how I picked it up anyway. But yeah, I'll find one. Oh, you weren't in the chat earlier. I weren't in here when I went over the list of commands we now have. I don't think you were anyway, unless you were watching silently. But I came across this Python cheat sheet, which I think you might find useful. So I added it to the bot. And it covers everything from the basics to the more advanced stuff. From literally the basic math stuff, strings, then variables and collections, adding, removing, indexing, extending lists, tuples, dicts now, control flow and iterables, so for loop, functions, modules, classes, inheritance, which I know you said you're not very good at, so this goes over inheritance. Multiple inheritance is where you can inherit from two classes. And advanced now, so generators help you make lazy code. And yeah, there's probably another one that crypto can share that'll probably go even more advanced than this, but I think it's a very good starting point, so I'll put it in here. And when we create the Discord bot, we can put it in there as well. So yeah, but also, if anyone knows of any other cheat sheets, not just Python related, but for like, I don't know, Java cheat sheets, CSS cheat sheets, try saying that when you're drunk. We can obviously put this in the bot as well, so that it's good for anyone that's new. I said there's some things in there that I probably don't even, that most of us probably don't even know, so it's good to have. Well, most of us except crypto. Yeah. But I found that last night and added it to the bot. What I did also see, was that in the Discord.py Discord channel, you can imagine the bots that they have in there. They are exquisite. and one of them, which is called Robo Danny, the bot, and that supports all manner of custom commands and things. But what they've done is they've created custom commands for solutions. So, for example, I went in with the question about how can I get the client session to import within an async function and be passed to the other cog so I can use it whenever I want. I'd put the question in our Discord, I'd put it in my Discord, and I'd put it in the Discord for Twitchio, and no one seems to be able to come up with the answer. I put it in the Discord.py one, and the guy just went prefix tag bot session, and the bot replied with a code block of working code for the solution. Unbelievable. But that is something we could potentially look out for, like frequently asked code. Is put it in the bot, and the bot can reply with the solution. I thought it was brilliant. Yeah. So where were we? Oh, right. Just give me a minute. In the meantime, the next thing I want to do, I think, is to get it into MySQL, to be able to look at some of the custom commands. So rack your brains over that for a minute. Hi, Reaper. Yeah, tell me about it. She's been an absolute dick. I won't be a minute. Oh, right, okay. Yeah, if you aren't already following me, please do. I really want to get to affiliate, so cheers, Reaper. You're a 10th follower. I'm afraid I don't have a prize for you. Right, okay, so. Right, I want to push this to GitHub anyway, with that commit. Right, okay, so. Now, never toxic. Now, I know you have thought about this before, haven't you? The whole custom commands. So, you want to stick some of your wisdom in the chat. I'm afraid I don't have stickers, Phil, because I'm not an affiliate. I'm not in the big leagues like you. But I don't know if anyone wants to try and persuade what's his name to come on over down to the stream. Anthony or Griff with hundreds of viewers. That'd be good.
It up.
Just buy real ones and put them on your camera. Lol. Yeah. But anyway, I know I want to use MySQL, so I do need to set up a MySQL database. So I'm just going to do this off camera, just because I need to set passwords and things for the SQL server. So just give me a minute. What? Are you kidding me? It was raided by 42,000 viewers. Jesus, tonight. Bloody hell, that is... I well reckon I could have got 90 followers out of 42,000, surely. Jesus, tonight. What you need is like one of those channels that have got like 1 million followers in it. They just come and raid you. It's unusual as well for them to raid like a software, for someone with 42,000 viewers to raid a software development one of all things. Jesus Christ. What I am going to do is add this in anyway. This is only the example one, but I'll add it into my other one off screen in a minute. So database, we need username, DB name, DB host, DB path. So that's what we need. Yeah. Technically, I don't know whether we do need it, but we may do. DB port. That's always 3306, I think. I think that's the SQL port. Yeah, 3306. That is going to be hosted on the server, so default to be local host. I'm not bothered about sharing the DB name. I wish. Does anyone know? Can you open Visual Studio across 2 windows on the same project? I know you can have 2 separate windows open, but can I like drag one of these onto another screen somehow? It would really, really help if you could. Yeah, but I wanted one off screen so I can look at the config file. No. Duplicate workspace. I think that's it. MySQL trait database. Wait a sec. There we go. What's that, Reaper? What do you mean? What do you mean in if MyPy? Do you mean the run MyPy here? Oh, in lint. Oh, I don't know. I didn't write the script. It was it's provided by the people that made the Zoolint module. They provide it, and you can add and edit things in the linter config. I honestly have no idea why that's there. Yeah. MyPy equals false. If MyPy, I'm typing import list people. Yeah, no, your guess is as good as mine on that one. Well, what makes it true is putting MyPy equals true. Maybe Reaper, yeah. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of, because it was created back when the project was on Python 2, so it was probably made at that point. Where obviously now they're all on their entire project's imported to Python 3, so. Yeah, right. One sec. Back to creating the database. I got distracted. Oh, this is going to be fun because it's been so long since I've actually created schemas in SQL. I normally just go in and edit databases, not normally create them from scratch. So that's going to be fun. Okay, right. So I've added the details for the database to the config file now. I've just realised I don't want these in the actual. I don't want that in the default file. But localhost and 3306 can stay in the file. So I may as well do this separately. Just to keep it in nice small commit. Okay, right. So we're also gonna need the SQL library, but it can't just be the MySQL library. It needs to be the asynchronous version. So let me just remember what that is now. Async MySQL lib. AIO MySQL. That's the one. Oh yeah, I love Opera Reaper. It's much better than Chrome now that it's based on Chrome. I know that sounds mad, but they've improved it a lot. Such as the one thing I would like the real most is the fact that I can have different workspaces. So I have general, work, media, creative, studying, and streaming. Yeah, old Opera was really shit. New Opera is really good. Yeah, build error. That doesn't sound good. Although that's probably off the. I would have thought that the version on here should be working, and that's most likely just off the what the version is on GitHub at the moment. Let's double check. It's passing now anyway. I mean, so, yeah, right. We'll give this one a go. Hit free install AIO MySQL. Right, we need to have a look how we use it. Okay, so AI MySQL based on Python provides the same API. You just need to use await con.f or yield from con.f. Yeah, I was right. We did need the port. Hmm. Okay. So, what do you think? Should we do this similar to the way I did client session yesterday in for AIO HTTP client session yesterday with the Discord bot? And should we spin up a global session as part of the bot, which we can then access in all the cogs? It seems like the best way to go about it, doesn't it? Which you'll see, we did it like this yesterday. So the class of the Python insult bot, which then had the functioning of async def start with async with client session as self.session. What do you think, Crypto? Never Toxic. What do you think is the best way about it? So it looks like this is what creates like the SQL session, so to speak. Now, in my opinion, we should only have to do this once for the whole bot and then access it as and when needed inside the cogs. We don't really want to be having to do this every time we want to make a request. So yesterday with AIO HTTP.client session, we did this. So when I was doing my class for the bot, we did this. So basically, so then self.session. No, my database is MySQL Crypto. Local MySQL. So we're using the AI MySQL. It's running on full web. Don't worry about pooling. So what would our connection be then? Oh, so we just use the AIO MySQL.connect. But then, do we want to connect every time we do a request, or do we want to connect once? All right, let's see if we can get it working as a single connection first. So, as bot.py and our bot class. So, we need to. Yeah. So how can we make this into one? How can we get this to be linked into the bot class so that it's usable elsewhere? Because I'm guessing if I just did it as so I think the commands one is probably going to be we'll test it in the mod commands because we're definitely going to need it in this, and it's a bit of a smaller cog. So oh no. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do in my bot class, but I need to do it as an async function, you see. Because you can't do, for example, in your init, you can't do a self.con equals this because it has to run in an async function. But I think if we just did it as It also says we need a loop, but we shouldn't need an extra loop because it's already going to be in a loop at the bottom. Yeah, no, you can't do that, Crypto. You can't do that. Okay. Import MySQL. Yeah. But then, so the loop, what's needed here, we shouldn't really need one because it's going to be run in a loop anyway. Let's see if that post. So, fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. What I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to try and get this connection working tonight, as in the next 5 minutes. And then once that's done, I'm going to call it out because I've still not had any tea. And I don't think I'm ready to deal with actual SQL schema stuff tonight. That's just going to be too much. Stop options. 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 My C no folder database. In fact, so I don't have to do this. App database. Then host. It's going to be database config. DB host. DB pool. Why does it do that? DB user. Right. Example config. I'm just going to amend my last commit because I changed that slightly. Okay. Bot.py. Right, okay. So this shouldn't have changed anything, but we shouldn't get any errors when we connect now. So let's do that. Oh, in fact, I need to stop the debug Python file. Alright, well, that didn't fail. Alright, we'll just test some at dead click to check that it's working. Then if we go to commands, well, mod commands, sorry, which is where we're going to do it because we only want moderators to be able to do this temporarily anyway. So we're going to do an at commands dot command async def create table else dtx commands dot context, and we want table name equals str. self.bot.con.cursor. F, and we want to do, let's just check what the SQL thing is. I think it's just create table MySQL. All right, that's not as simple as I thought it was to create a table. All right, what we'll do is we'll set all this except the table name, just that for temporarily. We're not going to obviously create any tables using the command, but I just thought there's no tables in there, so we can't select any information. Oh. All right. I don't think we need CTX then in this. Bot object has no attribute con. That didn't work, mate. Any ideas? Saying that self.con.bot.con doesn't exist. Inside the class or in the cog? What, in here? Yeah, no, it's not. That's not there at that point. Let me just try something in mod commands. So self.con equals. Yeah, no, it's not defined. Oh. Yeah, I got an issue because bot.sql connect was never awaited. This is where this came in yesterday. Let's just see if it works as is anyway. Bot.object has no attribute con. Still. wonder if it's because of the loop. Bot has no attribute comp options either. Bot object has no attribute comp options either. Ow. But I think, guys, what I'm going to do is this is absolutely bugging me, and it's clearly not going to be a quick one. I've not had anything to eat yet, so I think I'm going to call it a night tonight, and then we'll tackle the sequel stuff on another stream. So, do you guys want to raid anyone? Sound. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock here. I still haven't been tea, so. What I'll do, Phil, is once I'm off, I'll just revert back to the past work and commit and start the bot up, so you'll still have it for your stream tomorrow. I'm going to raid Griff then, because that hopefully gets some followers. Yeah, I'm going to raid Griff. I'll do that. So yeah, cheers for the follow, Reaper and Crypto. And obviously for the help, Crypto. And I think Toxic helped earlier as well. And I hope I taught you a bit about typing, Phil. But yeah, I said I don't know when I'll be next. I don't know when I'll be next on, because I'll watch you tomorrow night. So yeah, you can practice your typing. But yeah, right, I'm gonna go Red Griff now. Won't be a sec.
What's up? Coding and gaming with Adam. When we say better, You have to understand the constraints in which we're saying that. Alpine is better for Docker because it's smaller, which means you're shipping smaller images. Yeah, not necessarily better, but it is definitely smaller because out of the box it has less bells and whistles, and it means that you're shipping 50 megabytes instead of 500 megabytes, which is quicker.